Today in the news, AMD has a big update incoming and Intel is a joke. What's up guys, I'm Snows and this is your boot sequence. Let's get started with AMD. It looks like the company made a teeny tiny oopsie updating their driver's webpage and driver's splash page before the release of the new version. In the current Adrenalin 2019 drivers, you could see advertisements of the 2020 update with mentions of a brand new feature called Radeon Boost. Now, strictly by the name, you might think that this is a kind of overclocking feature, but you would be wrong. Or at least I think you would, because we don't actually have any details about it. One theory is that the feature comes from a company AMD acquired 3 years ago called HiAlgo. HiAlgo is the company behind AMD's Radeon Chill technology, which used to be just called HiAlgo Chill. Very original AMD. In its core, it's a frame rate limiter which allows less stress on the GPU, keeping it chiller. So that's Radeon Chill. What about Radeon Boost? Well, it might be the same thing behind HiAlgo Boost. Once again, very original, which is essentially a frame-by-frame dynamic resolution scaler, or DRS. This is something that's been used in consoles for years and can be enabled in some specific PC games. So why would AMD add it now if some games already do it? Well, I'm guessing it's to make devs work easier. Before Radeon Chill was a thing, games also had frame rate limiters, so yeah. The second thing that was shown on AMD's website is a feature that was the most requested on their community page: integer scaling. In case you're wondering, integer scaling is basically a pixel perfect upscaler that allows for games to look better when playing at lower resolutions. For example, if I play a game on my 4K monitor but at 1080p settings, it's blurry even though it's supposed to scale perfectly. This is because most scalers use bilinear or bicubic scaling, which introduces the blur. Even though the tech is already available with Intel and NVIDIA GPUs, it is severely limited in what hardware can be used. For Intel, it's only CPUs equipped with Gen 11 graphics and above, which only launched this fall. And for NVIDIA, it's only 16 and 20 series GPUs, both of which have been released in the last year or so. On the other hand, and AMD really needs a round of applause here, integer scaling will be available on pretty much any GPUs made by the company. Anything from a Radeon HD 7700 and newer, and on Ryzen 2000 and up APUs. The 7700 was released back in 2012. That's what you call AMD fine wine technology. Moving on to some Intel news, the company is at it again with the embarrassing marketing. And I'm not even saying that as an AMD fanboy, just as someone who sees bad marketing patterns and frankly is kind of tired of it. Some of the claims are just flat out wrong. During a press conference in China, Intel made 4 claims about their CPUs versus AMD's counterparts. First, that the 9350KF is better than the whole R5 series from AMD in games, office work, and light content creation, aka what Intel calls real-world use, the same real-world use benchmarks that keeps getting them in trouble. They say the same thing about their 9600KF chips in comparison to the whole R7 lineup from AMD. That's 6-core 6 threads versus 8-core 16 threads. They think they can get away with that because both chips boost up to 4.6 GHz and can easily be overclocked to 5 GHz. Really, Intel? You're gonna bring overclocking into this? Not just that, but what is content creation? Some would say Photoshop, right? I mean, they have the logo right there. Well, take a look at this Puget Systems benchmarks for Photoshop. Mind you, if you don't trust Puget with their benchmarks, you've got kind of a problem. So right here, the 2700X, a similarly priced CPU from AMD, beats the 9600K. Plus, you get some sweet games with it. And sure, you can overclock the 9600KF, but you also have to buy your own cooler, which needs to be good for a 5 GHz overclock if the silicon lottery gets you there. I mean, come on, Intel. Another claim is that Intel processors have smooth and stable drivers compared to AMD. Yeah, I don't have anything to say. Je suis bouche bée. Let's move on to something a little bit lighter. Gaming news. Do you guys miss creepy little girls who have problems staying in your dimension and who take you on wild adventures in underwater bunkers and on floating cities? Well, me too, and it looks like game publisher 2K feels the same. The company just confirmed that the next installment of BioShock is now in development. Only issue is, it will be for the next several years. Personally, I'm still super stoked about this. BioShock Infinite was the first game I played on my freshly bought 290X on PC, and boy did I play it a lot. I didn't pay for it, it came with my GPU, but still, that game was awesome. And yes, I was a late bloomer in PC gaming. I mostly used my PC for music and video production before that. What about you guys? What was your first game you played on PC? Doom, Duke Nukem, Half-Life, Team Fortress, Half-Life 2, Portal, Portal 2, Crysis. So, I'm planning on making some changes to this set for 2020. A nice coat of paint maybe move the set across the room, or maybe even a standing set. Let me know if you want me to document the process on this YouTube channel. Anyways guys, that is pretty much it for the news today. Hopefully you've enjoyed. Let me know what you thought of today's video in the comments down below. I'll actually be there all day responding today. As usual, you can click right here to see the latest video right here to subscribe to the channel. Stay frosty my dudes, and I'll see you on the next one. I don't know why I did that.